Welcome back to Dice of Kalma. Let's continue where we left off. So, this is our third run, and we start with 3 of a kind. Let's see what we can reroll here. Alright, let's play it. High dice. Let's reroll all of them. A pair. That's gonna be enough. Alright, we have Jolly Skull plus 10 bones. When playing a hand, if the smallest dice is equal to reroll spent on the hand. We have Jolly Skull plus 2 multiplier. When playing a hand, if the smallest dice is equal to reroll spent on the hand. Is this exactly the same? Yes. Captain Skull plus 5 bones and plus 1 multiplier. When rerolling exactly 1 dice into the number 1. Once per hand. Which one should we use? I think we should choose Captain Skull. So I thought about how we should upgrade our hands, and we should focus on the higher, those that have higher scores. So I think 4 of a kind, straight, full house, 3 of a kind. I don't think 5 of a kind is what I should upgrade, because it's pretty rare. Let's start with 4 of a kind. In the early level, pairs and high dice scores will be enough. Alright, so we have a pair. Let's reroll these 3. 3 of a kind. Okay. A pair again. Let's reroll these 3. And we got 4 of a kind. Demon Skull plus 15 bones. When the initially rolled hand is more valuable than the previous played hand. That's good. Minor Skull plus 3 multiplier. When playing a hand, if all dice are even or all dice are odd. I think that's pretty rare. I used it before, but almost never popped up. Blind Skull plus 5 bones and plus 1 multiplier. When playing a hand, if no dice were rerolled. I think we should stay with the Demon Skull. And we should choose 3 of a kind. Okay, 350. And we activated the Demon Skull. Alright. we have straight, I think. Just a strike of luck. Yes, that's it. That was luck. Dr. Skull, plus 10 bonds. We're starting a new level. Bolted Skull, plus 3 multiplier when playing a hand that contains 3 adjacent dice with the same number. What does it mean? Play 1, 1, 2, 3. This is good one, we got a 3 of a kind. We got plus 3 multiplier. Fracture Skull, plus 15 bonds and plus 3 multiplier when playing a high dice. I don't think I will play high dice, just only when necessary, when I don't really left. I don't have any rerolls. I think this should be 2 pair or full house. Let's go with 2 pair. A pair. Let's reroll this 3. Full house. Next time we should upgrade full house. Let's play this. Bolted Skull, we activated that. A pair. Let's roll this 3. 3 of a kind. And now we got the reroll scars. Swindler Skull, plus 2 rerolls when playing a hand that has the same value as the previous played hand. That's pretty rare. Scholar Skull, plus 2 rerolls when playing a hand if the dice are in ascending or descending order. That's interesting. Royal Skull, plus 1 reroll when playing a hand that contains a dice with the number 6. Let's reroll. Fisher Skull, plus 1 reroll when playing a hand if the number on the least one dice corresponds to its position in hand. Jester Skull, plus 1 reroll when rerolling at least 1 dice without changing its number, once per hand. We got this pretty often previously. Bandaged Skull, plus 2 rerolls when playing a hand with a smaller sum of dice than the initially rolled hand. Let's reroll. Yule Skull, plus 2 rerolls when starting a new level if there were no hands left at the end of the previous level. Weeping Skull, plus 1 reroll when playing a hand if every dice was rerolled at least once. That's rare. That's rare. DJ Skull, plus 2 rerolls when playing a hand if the sum of the first and the last dice is 6 or 8. Let's show this. And let's upgrade full house. Okay, we got a pair. Let's reroll these 3. Full house. It's worth that much. Let's play it. And we got full house. Again. We should focus on getting more multipliers from skulls. Pirate skull +2 multiplier when playing a hand that contains a dice with the number 1. And the other pirate skull +5 bones and +1 multiplier when playing a hand that contains a dice with the number 1. I don't like either of them. Nerd skull +3 multiplier when playing a hand if at least one dice is equal to the sum of its 2 adjacent dice. Let's choose this. Let's see how often does this occur. 4 of a kind, straight. Let's choose straight. 700. 3 of a kind. Let's reroll this too. Full house. Alright, let's play it. How much does this? More than half of that. Nerd skull activated. Straight. 660. That's good. Alright. Princess Ska +10 bonds. I don't think that will pop up often. Bandaged Ska +3 multiplier when playing a hand with a smaller sum of dice than the initially rolled hand. Trinity Ska +5 bones and a +1 multiplier when playing a hand if the amount of rerolls is divisible by 3 and larger than 0. Let's try Bandaged Skull. Pair 4 of a kind. Let's choose 4 of a kind. Two pair. How much does this? Let's reroll these 3. A pair. Captain Skull activated. This 2 pair. Let's play this. Full house. Let's play this. And we got 3 rerolls. We should be fine. A pair. Alright. Let's reroll this. 2 pair. Let's reroll again. And again. 3 of a kind. Okay. We shall continue. Tactical Scar, +10 bonds. when playing a hand if the difference between the smallest and the largest dice is larger than 3. I think we should focus more on the multipliers. I'm playing a hand that has the same value as the previous played hand. That's pretty rare. Scholar Skull, plus 10 bones and plus 2 multiplier. I'm playing a hand if the dice are in ascending or descending order. Let's reroll. Geek Skull. By rerolling at least one dice into the sum of its 2 adjacent dice, once per hand. Archer Skull, plus 5 bones and plus 1 multiplier. I'm playing a hand if the difference between the smallest and the largest dice is smaller than 3. Let's try Geek Skull. Let's upgrade 2 pair. Let's offer pretty frequently high dice. If we can reroll a 4, let's see. Let's reroll again. Full house. Okay. We may have a chance. Three of a kind. Let's play it. A pair. Let's reroll these 3. 2 pair. And we lost. Alright. Maybe next. Go back to your rest. Okay. Let's try again. You are back. Welcome. We got 2 pair. Okay. And again. Let's reroll 4. It doesn't change anything. Well, I didn't need to reroll, but whatever. Level 2. Choked Skull. Plus 15 bones when playing a hand if the largest amount of similar dice is equal to rerolls left. Chef Skull. Plus 3. Multiplier when playing a hand if the sum of the dice is less than 15. Well, that's a pretty low hand. Baltascar. Plus 10 bones and plus 1 multiplier when playing a hand that contains 3 adjacent dice with the same number. Let's see Chef Skull. And upgrade for 2 pair. And we got a full house. Alright. A pair. Let's reroll this 3. And we got 3 of a kind. Demon Skull, Executioner Skull, Captain Skull. When playing a hand, if every dice is different from its adjacent dice. Okay, let's see this. We shouldn't put any level in high dice. When we get at the higher levels, these scores doesn't really matter. So, full house it is. 2 pair. Let's play this. Jet Skull activated. Full house. Candle Skull, Split Skull, Swindler Skull. Well, let's see Swindler Skull. 4 of a kind, straight. Let's put some level in straight. Three of a kind. Let's reroll this. Well, whatever. Full house. Good. Fisher Skull. When the initially rolled hand is a pair. I got that pretty often. A Fisher Skull. We got this last time. Machine Skull. When playing a hand, if at least one dice is equal to rerolls left. Let's see this. And put some level in 3 of a kind. High dice. Let's reroll everything. Again, 3 of a kind. Okay, these are high value dices. Swindler Skull activated. 2 pairs. Okay. Archer Skull, Greyburn Skull, Carnival Skull. Carnival Skull, plus 10 bones and plus 2 multipliers after a reroll if all dice in hand differ from the adjacent dice by more than once per hand. What does this mean? Let's reroll. Pirate Skull, Blind Skull, Occult Skull. Let's try a cold skull. And put a level in 2 pair. A pair. Let's reroll these 3. That's enough. Machine skull activated. We got +1 reroll. Let's reroll everything. And 3. A mix of luck and skill. I think it's more of a luck. Fisher skull, trench skull, batter skull. Let's try trench skull. And put a level in full house. Three of a kind. Let's play it. A pair. These are high value dices. So, full house. That should be enough. Okay. Occult skill. Occult skull activated. Next level. Drinking skull, jolly skull, split skull. Let's try drinking skull. 4 of a kind, straight. Let's put a level in straight. 1000. A pair. We got a pair. Let's reroll this 3. 3 of a kind. Okay. Of a kind. Let's reroll these. Let's play this. Two pair. Batter skull, +1 reroll. When rerolling without changing the value of the hand, once per hand. Geek skull, +1 reroll. When rerolling at least 1 dice into the sum of its 2 adjacent dice, once per hand. Guard skull, +2 rerolls. When reaching the last hand in a level. Let's shoot this. And 3 of a kind. And we got 3 of a kind. Now we're reaching high levels. Pair. But these are so low level. So low value dices. Reroll again. This better. Pair. Three of a kind. Not enough. Full house. Not enough. And the last reroll. Man, this is hard. This is difficult. Let's try again. Up for another game? Yes, we are. High dice. Let's change this to 3. A pair. Oh. Two pair. Well, it would be hilarious if I lose the first round. Let's try to avoid that. Pair. Just barely. Level 2. Captain Skull. Yule Skull. Let's try Yule Skull. And 2 pair. Yule Skull activated. We got a pair. Let's play this. Three of a kind. Level 3. Machine Skull. When playing a hand, if at least one dice is equal to rerolls left. Musk Skull. +2 multiplier when playing a hand if there are more rerolls than hands left. And Execution Skull. Let's try Machine Skull. Should I? Because we get this score when we got full house, because it has a pair in it. Let's try. Four of a kind. Oh. Yes, we are lucky. Weeping Skull, DJ Skull, Virtual Skull. After a reroll, if the sum of the reroll dice is 8 or 10, once per hand. Let's get DJ Skull. 3 of a kind. And we got 3 of a kind. Let's play it. Let's reroll these 3. And we got nothing. Let's reroll again. That's better. A pair. Mask Skull. +1 reroll. When playing a hand, if there are more rerolls than hands left. Jester Skull. +1 reroll when rerolling at least 1 dice without changing its number, once per hand. Nerd Skull. +2 rerolls when playing a hand if at least 1 dice is equal to the sum of its 2 adjacent dice. I use rerolls pretty often. Let's try Jester Skull. 4 of a kind. Or straight. Let's go with straight. Two pair. Let's play it. A pair again. Let's reroll this 3. And we got 4 of a kind. Okay. Pirate Skull, Opera Skull, when playing a 2 pair. Chef Skull. When playing a hand, if the sum of the dice is less than 15. Let's choose Opera Skull. Let's put a level in full house. Three of a kind. Let's reroll this 2. And we got 4 of a kind. Alright, that's a bit more than half of the threshold. High dice. If we can reroll this into a 3. Again. You lost. Yes. Well, we didn't even reach the 11th round. Well, that's it for today's episode. See you next time.